There's one last way of understanding fulfillment that I want to put before you, because this is the one that really is driven home hard here in the Sermon on the Mount. And it's understanding fulfillment as bringing a deeper meaning and showing the true purpose of something. So I want you to think of a medicine bottle. In Canada, our medicine bottles come with a list of ingredients, sometimes a list of side effects. They describe what the medicine is and what the medicine will do. But the medicine bottle is not the medicine. It points to the medicine. And in the same way, the law and the prophets were pointing to this establishment of righteousness and justice of God's people. They were describing where they're headed, but the law did not go far enough. Galatians tells us that the law was our guardian until we reached maturity. And so what Jesus does is that Jesus comes and he opens up the container of the law. He opens up the medicine bottle and shows us what it means to be the people of God. Jesus is the medicine. The law is the container that the medicine comes in. And so Jesus fulfills how? By bringing a deeper meaning, by being the reality that the law and the prophets would like to see happen. Michael Wilkins, in the NIV application commentary, he puts it like this. He says, Jesus came not to subvert, cancel out, or ignore the law, but to establish the law and prophets, to unfold them, to show their true purpose. It's this third understanding of fulfillment that Jesus is bringing a deeper meaning that's really at work here on the Sermon on the Mount. And this is why Jesus spends the rest of the Sermon on the Mount really illustrating how he fulfills, how he goes deeper than the law. So several times in the next couple verses, Jesus will say, "You heard it said, but I say to you." You heard it said, but I say to you. So the law will say, you heard it said, do not murder. But Jesus says, do not hate. The law says, do not commit adultery. Jesus says, do not lust. The law says, do not swear falsely. Jesus says, let your yes be your yes. The law says, an eye for an eye. Jesus says, turn the other cheek. The law says, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. Jesus says, love your enemies. Notice that in every single one of these examples, that if you were to follow Jesus, you would actually end up fulfilling the law. Because it's really hard to murder when you're dealing with all the hatred and animosity that leads us to want to murder someone. It's really hard to commit adultery when you refuse to lust and objectify people. It's really hard to swear falsely when you are just always a person of truth. Jesus fulfills by going deeper. And his love actually calls us into a higher demand than what the law ever required.